Welcome back to the channel. Now, this is video number 2 on partial fractions. So we looked at one example of a partial fraction last time. We've just got a couple more here, just so we become a bit more familiar with working through them. Now, for the first one then, what we've got to do is start with this big fraction here and turn it into two smaller fractions that it came from. So how are we going to do this? Well, just like we saw in the last video, what we need to do is make these denominators the same. So how are we going to do that? So we'll start with keeping this the same. So 1 plus x and 2 minus x. But then over here, if I want to turn that first fraction into 1 plus x and 2 minus x, then I need to multiply the top by 2 minus x. And with the second fraction, it's already got a 2 minus x in the bottom. I need to multiply that by 1 plus x. And so there we go. We can say that this big fraction is equivalent to these two being put together. And I've made the denominators exactly the same. So now what we can do is just get rid of all of these and just focus on the tops. So we have 4 plus x should be exactly the same as that over there. And so remember last time that what we did was we used values of x now to eliminate one of these brackets completely. And so for the first one, I'm going to say I'm going to let x equal 2. Because if I have x as 2 here, 2 minus 2 is 0. And that means that a is gone completely. So on the left hand side, I'll have just 6, because 4 plus 2 is 6. Over here, 2 minus 2, as you said, is 0 already. 0 times a is 0, so we don't even need to worry about that. But then we've got this to worry about. So 1 plus 2 is 3, times by b is 3b. And so I can work out b straight away. Now I've got b here is equal to 2. And then what we can do is maybe use a different x value now. Maybe let's try minus 1, because if I put minus 1 in here, that's going to give me 1, and then minus 1, which is 0. So then the b is gone completely, and then I can find a. So put the minus 1 into x here. 4 minus 1 is 3. Should be exactly the same as, now plug the minus 1 into here. So 2 minus minus 1 is 3. So that's 3a. And so this time a just comes out as 1. And so I know a is 1, b is 2. And so what I can do is then write this as, let's put it up here, let's put it down here, 1 over 1 plus x plus 2 over 2 minus x. And those are the two small fractions or partial fractions that this big one just came from. Now let's do the same with this one over here. So again, we've got this big fraction, 8 over these two. We've got to turn it into this. So we'll start by doing exactly the same thing. Let's make these denominators the same. So we'll have 8 over x minus 3 and 3x minus 1. Should be the same as a. Now the bottom had an x minus 3, but I need to get a 3x minus 1 in there. So I must times the top by that as well. And then b, it had a 3x minus 1 already there. So we need to multiply this one by x minus 3 and x minus 3. Now, because the bottoms are all the same, we'll just get rid of them and only focus on the tops. So I can write this as 8 should be the same as a times by this and b times by this. And now again, let's start picking some x values here to eliminate this completely. So we'll go with x is equal to 3 first, because 3 minus 3, that will get rid of the b's for me. So I've got 8 is the same as 3 times 3, that's 9. Take away 1 is 8, so 8a, which means a is just equal to 1. And then we'll use x as, we'll have to go with a third for this one. So a third, because the third times 3 would give me 1, take away 1, which is then 0. So we'll have 8 again on the left hand side is equal to third times by 3 is just 1, take away 1 is 0, 0 times a is 0, so we don't need to write anything down there for a, but then we do need to write something down here. So That's a third take away 3. What's that going to be? Minus 2 and 2/3, or minus 8/3, isn't it? So minus 8/3 of b. And then we need to divide that minus 8/3 across to the other side. So what's that going to be? That divided by that, 10 by 3 is 28. I think that comes out as just 3, or minus 3, sorry. It's equal to b. And so what we worked out here, we worked out a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 3. And so to put it all together, we'll have 1 over x minus 3, and then take away 3 over 3x minus 1. And there we go. So there's 2 partial fraction questions done there. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. And then we'll have a look at maybe a few bigger partial fractions next time.